Hey guys, it's Tammy here. I am just about to start doing a live card swap. I have been hosting a demonstrator card swap for the upcoming Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog and the Sale-a-bration event that starts on January 4th, which is next Tuesday. And I'm very excited. The deadline for the swaps were today. And so they're all here waiting to be swapped out. And I thought you guys might like to know a little bit more about what this card swap is, why we do it, and how it works. So a card swap would be when you make a bunch of the same card. Sometimes usually there's a theme depending on the host and the rules of that particular swap. This swap I'm doing two, one for the occasions and one for Sale-a-bration. And the reason why we're doing it is for ideas. So this is a demonstrator swap since we're currently in a pre-order period for these two catalogs. Only demonstrators can get these special order products right now. So what I did at the beginning of the pre-order was set up this card swap, and any demonstrator could join. And what happens is I'm going to swap everybody's cards together. So this card batch is going to end up being a bunch of different ideas, all from the Occasions catalog. So it's going to give us a bunch of ideas to use for our classes and workshops, events, videos, all of our upcoming events as demonstrators. It just makes our lives easier, and we have cards and ideas to display for all of you, our customers, giving you ideas for stamp sets that we may not even have yet. It is great for ideas for all of us. So let me show you how it works. These are the two catalogs for the two swaps. Sale-a-bration will be starting January 4th, and for every $50 anybody spends, customer, demonstrator, you get a free product from this catalog. And the Occasions catalog is a whole new product line that's coming out January 4th. You can get more information on both of these on my stampwithtami.com blog, and there is a link in the description above if you're on Facebook. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, the link is below. So here's how it works. Everybody sends in their swaps. If they signed up for multiple swaps, they'll have multiple swaps in their envelope. I do recommend these flat rate envelopes from the post office because they come with tracking, which turned out to be important in the swap because 3 of the packages went missing, and thankfully we were able to find them. But also, they're a great size. This has a stamp, but you can even do them online for your prepaid postage, both to the host and the return postage back. So these happen to be Laura Miller's swaps. Thanks, Laura, for letting us demonstrate with your beautiful swaps today. She participated in 2 groups for my occasion swap and 2 groups for my Sale-a-bration. So what she'll have in each bag here is 11 of the same exact card. And we do a card front because this is a demonstrator swap. If you were doing a swap among friends, you might do a full card swap so that you could use the cards, but because these are for displays to save on our products, we do just the card front because really that's all you need for the idea. And that just helps us. Now this is a really fantastic idea that Laura has here, and all of them are. She has her name and information on the back so that if somebody loves what she did and wants to case it, they can give her credit, and they can also contact her. And we love it when people put the information of the products that they used on the back too. It makes it so helpful. I always require the swaps to be in a Stampin' Up! Clear envelope for multiple reasons. And the most important is if these are not in envelopes and they're all loose, when I sort them and we have 10 different cards all going back, these little pieces stick together on each cards, the embellishments, and they end up ripping and they end up wrecking. So when you get your swaps back, sometimes they're stuck together and they wreck, and that is a very big bummer to go through all that work and get them back and they're wrecked. And the other reason is because, again, this is a demonstrator swap and it's for ideas, and all of our cards are uniform. So for example, let me just show you. When we get our cards back in a stack, they are nice and professional looking. We can put them on display. If somebody uses like an off-brand envelope, it sticks out and we end up usually having to redo it. Plus, these are reusable envelopes, which is fantastic. Now, I know you're dying to see some of these, and I will share these coming up in my upcoming videos. Stay tuned for the Stampin' Scoop for next week too, and I'll share a couple of them in a minute. That's why I require the cello bags for my particular swaps, but every swap is different. Now, I also require that you put your swap, each group, in its own Ziploc bag. And I'll show you why this is important after we swap. But basically, you're going to end up with 10 different cards in this bag. They're not going to be yours, and I'm not going to know whose bag is whose because they're all going to look the same. So it's very important that I have your name on top of that Ziploc bag so I know whose is whose at the end. All right, let's go do some swapping. So I've laid everything out on the table here. Oh, sorry, let me turn the sound down on that. So I put out all the swaps on the table here this is a Sale-a-bration swap that I'm going to do right now. And I'll let you guys see this one so you guys get a little sneak peek at what's coming up. It's very cool. There's some very cool cards here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show you how I've laid out the table. You can see a little bit here. But what I've done is I've taken the cards out of each person's bag here and laid them down in front of the bag. So their name's on the bag, their cards, they've got 5 Sale-a-bration swap cards, all the same, right here, ready to roll. And then what I'm going to do is I've laid everybody's in this particular swap groups out, and I'm going to start with the first one. This happens to be Teresa Howes. I'll show you hers. I know the lighting's not that great right now because the sun's starting to go down. Oh, I can't even get that in the camera. Sorry. There we go. There we go. You can see it a little bit. So this is from one of the new Sale-a-bration sets that you can get free with a $50 order starting on Tuesday. Now this is Teresa's pile. I don't want to give Teresa one of her own swaps. I want to give her some of the other swaps. So I'm going to start with the next person. I'm going to go down the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to do the same with all the rest of the cards. So we're going to go, the next batch of cards is Carrie's. I'm not going to put hers on her own. So I'm going to start the next one down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm just going to keep going down, starting with the next person over with each swap. This one's super, super cute. Can you see that one? I know it's hard to see with the light here, but oh my gosh, I love this chicken. I just absolutely love it. So the stamp set's called Hey Chick. It's so hilarious. Here's another one from that same stamp set. So super cute. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep rolling right along till all of the cards and this grouping have swapped. And there's an assortment here of different cards. I'll go back and show you some of these other ones. Here's a pretty one here with some of the new designer paper. And this is a super cute one. Super cute. Look for this one in some upcoming videos because that one just adorable. Love it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what happens is now all the cards are laid. Now you can see why it's important to have the names on the bags here, right? Because I wouldn't know whose is whose once they've all swapped out. So they've got their 5 cards here, and then I'm going to put them back in their bag. And one more thing these gallon bags are good for is when they get mailed back, if they hit any kind of rain or snow or weather, this protects them back in the return envelope. So then I'm going to put all of these back in their bags, and they'll go back into the return envelope that each person has sent, and then I'm going to send them on their way. So that is just a little. Here's some more. I don't know if you can see these too good. Sorry for the lighting here. Oh, that one's upside down. Super cute, but stay tuned because I'll have more coming up on the blog soon. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, I will have my second half of 2016 bloopers. Good stuff. There is nothing like being pooped on by a parrot live. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, really happened. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me for this card swap, and I promise I will be sharing lots of these ideas in upcoming videos and upcoming on the Stampin' Scoop show on Tuesday. So, hope everybody has a happy New Year. Thanks for joining.